this week. But I'm all for it. I'm all for all the water balls being thrown this week. I'll just start a little like collection next to the bench. But in the game, we'll see how many we have and see how many water balls we have.
How big a help is it 3 or 4 extra days kind of getting to jump on this versus what you would have during a normal week?
Yeah, it helps in just how you feel after, leaving a practice. Tuesdays, you're running through some stuff where you might need to make some corrections, might need to throw some of the plays out of the playbook that you run on Tuesday out of the game plan. But this is like our second Tuesday practice, so it was a little more crisp today than probably a regular Tuesday would have been. So just gain a little confidence going throughout practice this week is going to be big just to get us back on the right step.
After going back and rewatching Georgia, I'm sure a couple times, did you take anything else away from how they played and how you guys played that you're going to carry forward this week?
Yeah, there was a couple things here and there that the quarterback room really focused on. There's more scheme stuff, so it's definitely going to stay in-house, which after watching it makes me feel a lot better, makes you feel a little more confident, makes you feel a little calm. Because when you get to play some really good teams, they're going to do some different things. You just got to be a little more sound, and some of the basic stuff that you've been doing since day one, that's kind of been my main focus throughout the bye week and through this week, is just stick to the game plan, know what your rules are on every single, whether it's pass protection, whether it's run play, where you're checking it. Just get back to basics, and when you're back to basics, you'll be more confident.
Drew, obviously, Georgia took away the deep ball from you guys with the shell coverage, but you still were able to keep the game competitive, just relying on the run game and the tight ends in the intermediate game. Is it a positive to you that they kind of take away one of your best cards and you're still able to hang for a while, or more just frustrating that you were this close without your best weapon, and had that been the case, it might have gone differently?
Yeah, no, that's just the game of football. I think really good teams are going to find ways to kind of get you out of your game, and you just got to adjust. And I think we adjusted well. It's kind of what I've been talking about. If teams want to take away Emmanuel, we're going to have a lot of other guys being able to make plays. Just got a lot of threats on offense, to where if South Carolina does the same thing this week, I think we have a good game plan. And if they don't, we have a good game plan. It goes both ways. I think we're very versatile, which helps me stay positive, stay calm. I know I've said that a lot, but that's kind of the way I've been feeling playing these past couple of weeks. Just being relaxed and I'll play my best.
What's up, Drew in the back? I heard you guys playing Sandstorm out there at the end of practice. What's the atmosphere like? You played in South Carolina before. How tough is it to play in Windspress?
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. My first time there was awesome sophomore year. I'd say it's top 1 or 2 places to play. I have a blast going there. Honestly, it's like, do you want a place that cool to play? Because everyone's going to come in jazzed up every time you play South Carolina, because it's just, you get a different type of feeling when you step into that stadium. You try to find that feeling every single week, but Williams-Brice definitely brings it out of you. And I know a couple of the young guys that are going with us on this trip are going to be pretty jazzed up, so I think it'll be my job to kind of bring them back in and not let Sandstorm take over.
Drew, how did Emmanuel handle that Georgia game? Was he frustrated afterwards, and how's he looked since then?
Yeah, I mean, as a competitor, he's frustrated, but as a grown football player, as a mature football player that he's become, you realize that sometimes that's going to happen in a game, as is any really good wide receiver. It's almost a compliment to him that they were just trying to take him away the whole time. But no, he's been fighting this week in practice, and I think he's ready to get back on the right track.
Drew, first SEC road game, obviously an opponent that maybe outsiders would consider a 50-50 game. How important is it to, put in a good performance, get some momentum early on in the SEC, and pick up a win early in SEC play? I mean, how are you guys approaching this game?
Yeah, I'd much rather have an early win in the SEC than having to come back and win out at every single game at the end like we had to last year. Bottom line, we talked about it all summer, just getting off to a fast start in games, and then, taking that over to a bigger picture now, just in conference play. I know we're 0-1 right now, but we can make a big jump right here, be the team that we haven't beaten in a couple of years now. I think it's just a big test for us on the road. They're a really good football team, but I think we're a really good football team too, so it's going to it's gonna be a fun game. We're gonna be a rain game to get a win though.
Drew, Tyler Beatty's obviously, played a lot more than people might have thought when he was, being recruited as freshman. Has there been anything, since you got to know him on campus or see him play that necessarily surprised you?
I think just how calm he stays. I think he's just a really mature football player for being a young back in the SEC. And you think about probably all the stuff you watched growing up and big guys playing in the SEC or playing on big road games. I'm excited to see him get really tested this week because I think he's going to play well. But I think just how mature he's been with so little playing time and so little experience. You go back to the play at Purdue. That was a huge play, and I think might be one of the biggest plays he makes his career. Definitely this season. And he doesn't even really realize it yet. That's just kind of the cool part. He's just kind of ignorant out there. He's just playing. He's young. He's having fun, which is cool as like an older guy to be around because it kind of brings you back down to the level. You kind of play a little bit, kind of play a little more free, have a little more fun instead of seeing it as like like kind of more business deal. So it's been fun.
Drew, twice this year, Alberto has had a drop or fumble early in the game. Has kind of rebounded and still had a pretty solid game finish. Because you've had receivers before that have kind of been eaten up by drops or some mistake early on. I guess how rare is it for an underclassman to have a short memory like that for a wideout? And last year, do you think if he had something like that early, would he have recovered as well?
Yeah, I don't know if last year he would have recovered as well, but definitely now he's a more mature football player, and I think he was confident in himself last year, especially when he got rolling. But he just didn't know. He hadn't made the plays yet. He didn't know at the beginning of the season last year who he could be. He knows who he is now. To where when he does make that mistake, it's like, all right, I gotta learn from that mistake, but I can't let it eat me up the rest of this game because he knows how important he is to our offense. I think it just comes with how much field time he has now, and just who he believes he is as a player, and who we all believe is him as a player. And that's probably the best side in the country in my eyes.
We'll go Gabe and Danny, and then we gotta let Drew go.
I think since Mizzou joined the SEC, people have been trying to identify or manufacture a rival. But even back before you were here, this is a series that has had a lot of good games. I mean, is this something you could see developing into more than just another game on the schedule?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I think I've felt that in every game that I've played against these guys since I've been here. I think it's also really cool about Columbia's. With my cousin being there as well, there's a family feud between us already. So, no, I think it's definitely going to become something. I think it is becoming something. I think you're going to see that Saturday, which makes us excited. It makes me excited. Kind of like chippiness. I kind of like a little edge. I like being able to go out there and talk a little bit. So, not talking up to where it gets us out of our game, but I can definitely see a little bit of that happening this week.
Drew, when teams sell out to stop a big play, like kind of maybe Georgia did a couple weeks ago, how much does that open up things for Albert and JJ in the middle of the field for you guys?
Yeah, I think being able to take advantage of that is huge. There's definitely a lot of options once teams kind of start backing up, and even in the run game, really, with the shell looks they were giving us, it kind of becomes more of a, all right, we're going to have to drive the ball, which is different between this offense and last year. We couldn't have done it last year based on the big shots, which is why we got them for a half, but they adjusted on us last year, where we couldn't very well score in the second half of last year's game. But now our offense is different. I think that's one thing we really learned is, we can go to the end, we can be in a fourth quarter game and win against, the big dogs, the big SEC teams, which is what we believe we are now. Which is why that game hurt a little bit, because you hate to have to learn a lesson, but I think the team sees it and we learned a lesson. That was it.
All right, Drew, let's go. Thank you.